What up? What up? What up, good people? Ghost V back in the building. We got a different little vibe going on today. Me and D was talking, as you notice, D is not here right now. But me and D was talking. And he was like, "Yo, we gotta watch some wrestling." So I was like, "All right, I ain't watched wrestling in like almost 15 years, bruh." So um, we reached out to a good friend of ours, Mr. Kevin Tisdale, KT in the building.
Hey, how
Um,
you doing?
he's probably going to be a regular, especially in this WWE, you know what I'm saying, wrestling universe. It's crazy though, because all this time that we knew each other, I really ain't know you was that big into wrestling, bro.
Yeah, man. It's one of them things as to where like I don't know, like you really don't know everything about everybody until like it kind of comes up. Then it's like, oh, you too? Like,
Right.
yeah. How come you never said about it? Because we're talking about everything else.
Exactly. Exactly. So when Duran was like, "Yeah, let's talk to Kev and see if he want to join in on this," I was like, "All right." So he made a little Facebook Messenger group, and my man Kev just started spurting out a whole bunch of different people. I was like, "Oh, all right, we good." So
Yeah, yeah.
for this, the dynamic of this one, uh, Kevin and Duran mostly going to be going back and forth, and I'm gonna be playing a little devil's advocate here and there because I'm the casual again, trying to get back into it. But like I said, my man Kev's here today, and we're gonna be going over that Raw episode from this past Monday, bro.
Right, right. First and foremost, I would say thank you. I appreciate, you and Duran speaking, having a meeting of the minds and even extending the invitation. I've been trying to get into just streaming or podcasting for a while, and the fact of having like good friends, I always call you fam. D might as well be fam now. Shout out to Kobe.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
you know like it's an honor, and I'm here to make great content. I'm pretty sure at some point in time I'll be the villain and D will be the hero and Rel will be, as he said, devil's advocate. Cause I have a lot of takes about some of the things that happen, but at the same time, I love the sport. Yes, I said it. Wrestling is a sport. Despite how people may feel, it is still a physical sport. People get injured, people lose their lives. So it's a real thing. So all that scripted is fake. All right, you say so. Moving forward, but like yes, first and foremost, we're starting off with Raw. With Monday Night Raw, WWE. Congratulations to Triple H and the administration, The Rock. They got this deal with Netflix. I'm
Yes,
pretty
that's
sure it's
big time, bro.
multi-million. For sure, for
That's
sure.
big
Netflix
time,
is killing.
right?
Netflix is killing the game.
That's definitely
Um,
big time,
Yeah. I don't know, Disney or Hulu, y'all might have to catch up. They starting to get fights, football games, y'all might wanna catch up.
right?
And there's no commercials.
That that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but,
But
to Raw go ahead.
let's kind of get into it because like I said, I'm getting back into it, so I had to remember like there is entertainment to wrestling.
For sure.
So I mean, some of the matches was fire. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna
Okay.
lie. So who? Let's run down some of the matches and get some thoughts on some of these matches. Who did we have first? It was because D was hype about this guy. Who?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Penta.
Yeah, D was hype about him. I wish he was on so he could talk about him. But
Yeah,
he's definitely gonna have to talk about it when he come back on the next one. But yeah, that bro, he was actually legit. He put on a show.
yeah. I'll give him that, yes, absolutely, he put on a show. So the match you're talking about is Penta's debut on WWE. He was a unsigned free well, he was a signed free agent from another wrestling platform, AEW. So his first match, he's in there with Chad Gable. I don't know if you're too familiar with Chad Gable. He's Matter of fact, you remember Kurt Angle?
Yes,
He
he's like the new age Kurt Angle, huh?
Yes and no. Yes, in regards to like the persona in a sense and the appearance of him, and even somewhat of the theme music when he comes out. But at the same time, nobody's going to equal up to what Kurt Angle was. But yes, typically, pro American, he's a wrestler, he's an athlete,
Right,
he's a scholar with a master's and all this other whatnot. Amazing accolades. But yes, so pretty much you have the new age Kurt Angle versus um pretty much the new age Rey Mysterio.
right. Because that's exactly what I thought of too when I seen him. I was like, bro, this is like another Rey Mysterio almost, except for bigger, of course. But no hate on Rey Mysterio because he was the man. Like
Right, right. For sure he
he was
was.
that guy. But so I like how, I mean, once again, I had to remember, but bro, like he was going in, and I'm surprised he did so much of the high flying moves with his leg being kind of jacked up like that. Like my man did not care and was still doing front flips over the ropes out of the ring. Like that's insane.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Like I said, like I took notes, of course, because I was make sure I came prepared. I didn't do too much because I didn't want to overanalyze the match. Um, so I put down, it was a good match, awesome display of technical skills, some of which you're talking about between both wrestlers, both competitors. Um, there was a few little botches here and there. I don't know. There was a spot where um Penta was trying to do, I guess it was some type of leg drop off the rope when Chad
Yeah,
Gable
I
was
think
on
I
the
know
mat.
exactly which one you're talking
Yeah.
about.
He was trying to do some type of acrobatic off the rope and he slipped in the rope. Luckily he caught himself, he didn't fall out the ring because that would have been embarrassing on the debut. But
Right.
you know, overall, it was a very good match, especially with Penta being a surprise. I'm pretty sure it was in Bleacher Report or whatever wrestling blog that he was gonna possibly show up. But just, watching it live and then, Chad's in the ring and all of a sudden the lights turn out. And typically when the lights turn out, it's going to be something big. There's going to be some star. Like it's almost like a WWE forecast. When the lights
Right.
go out, something's about to happen big, or someone of some note is about to come out. So when I saw, the theme and the lights and his logo and stuff, I'm like, oh, here we go. And then dope entrance, dope entrance.
Right.
But overall with the match, Penta got the win, which he should, because it would be pretty terrible if for his first match he loses. Only thing I kinda don't like about it was the fact that Chad Gable was his first match because I don't know, we have to talk about this a little bit more when D comes back because I'm very big on winning and losing mattering.
Yeah.
So, like, if you lose a match, I don't want to see you in the next pay-per-view with a title match. Like, no, you just lost 3 Mondays straight. How did you get a title match? Because you won 1
Yeah.
match.
Right.
But
Right. That's
good match
definitely I
overall.
get that point. I get that point because it's like, bro, like you just got whipped on by a dude in his debut, and then you supposed to be having a title match. Like, come on now.
Yeah, like that's like in the NBA where like someone's like, "Oh yeah, this is a sleeper game." Like, nah, not in WE. Every match matters, bruh. And then when you
Right.
get to a certain part of the season, those games that you blew off, oh, you wish you can get those back.
Right. Right. So the next match was that the it was
That
even a
was the
women's
Sheamus.
match or Sheamus.
Nah, it was the Sheamus and the Ludwig Kaiser match. The guy from
Okay.
Imperium, or the last one
So
from Imperium.
I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. Before we got on this call, I was curious to see because I knew it was live on Netflix, but I was like, I wonder if you can go back and watch because I just wanted to make sure I had a couple of the ideas so I can remember and jog my memory of the matches. And I was like, oh wait, Sheamus had a match, bruh. Whoever thought it was a great idea to put him up against Sheamus was was just horrible.
Mm,
bro.
I guess, yeah.
It was like he was tossing him around like a rag doll.
Well, yeah, I mean, and to give Ludwig some credit, he's getting better as an independent or a singles contender or a singles opponent. He was in a tag team with Imperium.
Hmm.
Um, Typically Imperium is a whole group. It's Gunther, I forgot it's the last other guy, his name was Da Vinci. He left and came back with a new moniker, but he hasn't really been on since with TV time. And then Ludwig. So Ludwig was a part of a tag team, kind of like Jay Uso and Jimmy Uso, but
Yeah,
not to get them confused. They're not the Usos by a long shot. But they was in a tag team, and then now he's stepping out to be a singles competitor. So he's growing. He's getting a lot better. He's developing his character, his personality, whether he's going to be a heel or wherever the case may be. So he's doing good. But yeah, I agree. Him versus Sheamus, after seeing the type of matches that Sheamus get into and his opponents, yeah. But
right.
hey, he did pretty good. He did pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like even like seeing it, like I said, I'm still catching back up to the backstories and everything, but just seeing it like physical wise, it's like Sheamus was just so much bigger than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like even if he really wanted to make that match longer, it was almost like, bro, like it's like fighting a giant almost. Like, I mean, not as much as
Yeah.
his height, but like you can tell, like fear, like pure builtness. Like Sheamus had him no problem. Nothing was going. Like, yeah, I was like, bro, like when it ended, I was like, okay, it should have ended like that.
Yeah. I mean, but you figure sometimes those are the best matches because you can come into a match looking at it, just from the optics, like I'm bigger, I have more mass, more muscular, in order for you to suplex me, it's going to exert a lot of energy. So, like, you're going to have to run around, do a lot of stuff. But a lot of Sheamus's matches where people go up against him, they know it's going to be a hard hitting match. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be a slobber knocker. So, hey, as long as you can take a punch, you have a chance with him. But he did
Right.
win, though. And then, I had to do a little bit of backstory with this too. I didn't know, well, I didn't remember, I should say, because I knew because I watched it, but I didn't remember the fact that last week Ludwig cost Sheamus the IC title match he had against Braun Breaker as to how this storyline has continued because they had some other matches where they beat each other up, somebody used a shillelagh, or they ended up using a chair, whatever case may be. But like now they're getting to a point where it's like, okay, we need to settle this rivalry. So I'm thinking they're having like a best 2 out of 3 or something like that. Hopefully they don't do what they did with Andrade and what's the guy, Carmelo Hayes, in regards to having almost like 7 matches almost every week with the same 2 people going back and forth. 7 matches
Wow.
is overkill.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, with that little backstory, I mean, yeah, that makes sense now. That definitely makes sense now, especially since Sheamus came out there and it looked like he wanted to handle business right
Oh
from the
yeah.
get go.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, all right, that makes sense. Sheamus
Yeah,
wasn't
because
playing no games.
yeah, for
It was
sure.
like,
Because I
let's get him
believe
out of there.
Yeah, because I believe the Intercontinental, the IC title is the only title that Sheamus hasn't held yet. He's had the
Ah,
World
gotcha.
Heavyweight Championship, and he had a Tag Team Championship at one point in time. I believe he's been the United States champion, but it's the IC title he's never held. So he was this close to getting it, and Ludwig came, and then thus was sparking now, like, oh, you cost me like a dream. So like, yeah, it's on site.
Oh man, yeah, yeah, it's definitely on site. So good job, Blue Witch. Better luck next time. Hopefully you get a little bit more momentum with the next match. But who we got next? We got the
Women.
ladies next, right?
Yes, the inaugural ladies intercontinental championship match. The
So
first.
that was actually kind of live. I'm not gonna lie. The women's division definitely came up. Well, of course, it would come up from the last time I watched it. But it's dope seeing the action from them now because they definitely be getting it in, and it's almost like they actually giving them their backstories as well, which I thought was kind of dope. Now coming back into it, but yeah. So we actually have our first women's intercontinental champion now.
Right, right. Um, if you want to go to the match real quick, or just go ahead and
Yeah,
tell
we
everybody who
we
the winner was.
I mean, we could go into it. We could go into it because I
Okay.
think did you say the other one was going to win?
Um, I don't recall who I might have, you know what, I might have said Dakota because they've been giving her a real push as of late. And she had the injury. She came from NXT. She got with damage control. And yeah, she's kind of just been there because almost everybody who was in damage control, Bailey, Io Sky, um, Asuka, I'm forgetting somebody. Kyrie Sane. So pretty much it's a group of 5 women, and pretty much all of the previous 4 women have had either a tag team title or a world championship, except for Dakota. She's had 0 titles so far. So I thought at this point, like, yeah, you keep putting this woman on TV, like you might want to give her a little push. Like this now would be the time since things are a little stagnant,
Right.
but that's not what happened.
Definitely not what happened.
That's
Um,
not happening at all, and I'm a little disappointed as to how it came about, but we can get into that. I'm
yeah,
very,
because I mean
yeah.
they definitely got some skills technical wise because it was going back and forth for a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, it was crazy. Like just seeing the action, as much action from the women's division, and I'm like, bro, that's dope. Like they going after it.
Yeah.
So I mean, what's your thoughts about how it went down?
Let me see. Let me see. I said it was a decent match. It started off real good pace, the ladies going back and forth, you know, filling each other out, couple of counters. Um, I'm such a stickler for these things. There was like 1 or 2 botches, and usually a botch means pretty much a move that wasn't executed or is a dry space where something was supposed to happen and the person didn't sell it or it just didn't connect. So
Yeah,
now it looks like the person is like either swinging at thin air or they're just out there. They have no idea what happened.
yeah,
So, um, the match had its moments. I feel as though with these women, Lyra coming from NXT, I believe, she's been mentored by Becky Lynch, aka the Man. Um, she was in NXT with Shawn Michaels, William Regal. So like she's coming from good elk. Um, you know, I'm trying to think how I want to word this exactly. Overall, it was a very good match. I guess my only takeaway or downfall or somewhat of a thumbs down was how Dakota Kai had the match won because they went back and forth between their finishers, trying to attempt their finishers,
yeah.
and Dakota Kai got hers off. It's almost like CM Punk's GTS, but hers is GTK, go to kick as opposed to go to sleep, which they're in the same company, so I guess that works for them. I personally, you're not about to use my exact
Right.
same move and just change a syllable and make it yours. But yeah, she did her GTK, go to kick, and it landed. It finally landed flush. Which this at this moment, this is one of the best GTK she has ever executed. And it, like I said, it landed flush, so flush that the momentum of the kick, Lyra hit the mat and rolled out the ring. So now you can't get a 3 count. And I'm looking at this because I'm like, okay, now we gotta be a little bit more realistic. If she's selling the fact that she just got knocked out by this maneuver, little Dakota is not going like she was hanging on to the girl's arm by her hand as if like they was on a Titanic and she was gonna pull her back on the boat. And then they just hung there for like a good almost 2 minutes. Her just hanging on. I'm thinking like, get out the ring, put her back in the ring, stop holding her hand. And
That's
like,
hilarious.
if anything, that's the moment I took away. Like, oh my god, like who, like this is terrible right now. Like this is a bad decision if you're trying to win a title, whether just
Yeah,
a lack of experience or you got so flustered that you just lost yourself in a moment. But the objective, you landed your finisher, get her back in the ring, pin her,
right,
win the title. You had this vignette, dedicated to you, you know, showing your accomplishments, your highlights. Shout out to New Zealand, potential new listeners out there. Um, and then it ended the way it ended, which I'm like, okay, you know what? I can't be mad because you really had an opportunity, and for whatever reason, you wanted to lend a hand to her and just hang on for dear life for no reason.
he said like she was holding on to the Titanic.
She was just holding on to her hand, like, like shaking my hand like a firm handshake for almost 2 minutes. Like it was the longest 10 count of my life.
All right, and then we got the big one. Uh,
Ah,
yeah,
Damian Priest.
the ongoing battle between former teammates.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll let you
Uh,
take this away because I'm a little over this rivalry, so I'll let you go ahead first.
okay, because I mean, I like how they did let them go all over the place. It definitely was a crowd pleaser in that moment. Uh, you kind of knew what was about to happen when they was up in the stands and he climbed over the barricade. I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely going over. He like put himself in position to basically get knocked off, but when he didn't, it was like, yeah, all right. So
Okay.
it was crazy how though they strapped my man up to the stretcher and he was like, oh nah, we not done here yet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but I mean, it was almost like to me, I feel like he should have just let it go right there. Even though it's been dragged on so much longer than it should have been, I felt like if he had left it right there, it would have been better. Because seeing him pop back up after being thrown through tables from like 15 feet up, and then 5 minutes later, he's back in the match like he just got regularly slammed in the ring. I was like, okay, all right. Like
Yeah,
he could
sometimes it's
have.
the adrenaline.
Right. He was definitely pumped up on something after that. Because my man popped back up, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, they went through a couple more tables after that.
Yeah, it was a street fight, so there's gonna be a bunch of tables and chairs and kendo
Yeah,
sticks and
I
random
mean
objects.
they did give the street fight vibe to it, so kudos to
Yeah,
that part. But yeah, it was definitely a match to say.
for sure. I personally just hope it's over. Um, I don't like repeated matches that don't serve a purpose. I understand, in creative, you have to build these storylines. So sometimes, a confrontation or whatever the case may be, a conflict may end in the ring, as it should. But how many times within a month should we engage in the same exact feud? So I'm hoping this is the end. If not, the only way you can potentially top this match is if Finn Balor becomes the demon and Damian Priest does something we've never seen him do before, and potentially they do a Hell in a Cell. But the Royal Rumble's coming up, so like I kind of want this to like fade into the background. Let this be done at least until like maybe another pay-per-view event or whatever. Cause like I feel as though right now we should be getting like the road to WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble. Like we need to start moving these storylines along. Like it's January. Like we're losing a lot of time here.
Yeah, definitely.
So hopefully it's done. Hopefully it's done. However, since I mentioned the Royal Rumble, There are a lot of people, making their bids, stating their claims to win the Royal Rumble. You have CM Punk, you have Seth Rollins, who they had a match on the debut of the Netflix show, with a Netflix show, with a Netflix airing of Raw. So they
Yeah.
debuted and had the main event match. Um, Drew McIntyre is going to be in the match. He put himself in there. Jay Uso is going to be in it. And then a blast from the past, which I somehow must have missed this. I must have fell asleep on his segment, but John Cena is in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
I
Yes.
saw that head nod. Tell me how you feel before I go.
It's funny because that's the segue we was going to go into next, as far as like what is like your two biggest things that you was looking forward to. But yeah, so Cena comes out and he's like, it was almost like, it felt like when he first came out, it was like a continuance from that first show of Raw on Netflix, where the older generation was coming out giving their little spew of, hey, this was us, now we're passing it on. And I was like, okay, this is dope. He's one of the bigger names in wrestling, he gets to pass it on. And even if they was like, okay, we'll give you one more match, that wouldn't have been the match that I would have gave him.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
not
would
a
have just
Royal
gave him
Rumble
one nice little
match.
singles match and just let him ride off in the glory. But yeah, Cena in the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I mean, it's time to move on. It's time to
I mean,
move
it's
on.
not that bad. The only thing that would make it bad if he ends up being one of the last 5 contestants for the Royal Rumble, then that for me, just for me, that becomes problematic
Yes.
because you figure I don't think Roman Reigns is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I think somewhere down the line he'll probably get his match with Cody in some shape, way, form, or fashion. So then you figure you still have, like I said, you have Jay, you'll probably have Jimmy. Um, They haven't announced it yet, but I'm going to speak it into existence. You'll have Jacob Fatu in the Royal Rumble. If they're smart, they will have him in the Royal Rumble. Um, then you probably got Braun Strowman. You have um, probably Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio. You'll more likely have Andrade. You'll probably have, well, I don't know. It depends. I'm on a whole nother show now because I'm thinking about the SmackDown stars in regards to the Royal Rumble. They might even possibly have some of the NXT stars in a Royal Rumble just to,
Right.
debut them, give them some light, just like they had the new NXT champion. I believe his name is don't quote me, but
Oh
Oba,
yeah, Oba,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Oba. Y'all just stick with Oba. Oba's good enough. I don't need to know his whole name.
Right.
His name is Oba, Big O.
Big O. But
Yeah.
yeah, so what is okay, so we got the Royal Rumble. What other match would you be looking forward to in this Raw storyline?
In the Raw storyline. Well, I definitely now that Lyra Valkyria has won the women's IC title, I'm interested to see in regards to how WWE creative and management will structure or how her title run is going to go. Because they're introducing a bunch of new titles, which is great, but at the same time, like an issue comes in with like storylines, TV time, matches, worthy opponents, because a lot of these people you've kind of been using as like doormats, or they haven't been on. I'm sorry, doormats is probably the wrong thing to say about these women. They haven't been acknowledged enough to where their presence garners the
A title
attention of,
match.
yes, she can be a contender. She should be a champion.
Right,
So now that you have all these different titles out here, now these women have an opportunity to showcase their talents and have more TV time. It's just a matter of how you're going to do it because there's only so much time in these shows
right.
and you still got to build a storyline. So I'm interested to see how her title reign is going to go. And honestly, I'm interested in seeing. We didn't speak about it, but I'm interested in seeing Jay Uso versus Gunther for the world title.
Yes, I was actually going to bring that up because, like I said, I got back into it, but seeing Jay Uso come out, I think it was the first episode on Netflix. When he came out, bro, he definitely gets it hype in there. Right. He definitely gets it hype in there. I was like, okay, okay, I can get with that. Like everything turned up. So I was
Right,
like,
right,
okay, all right, that's dope. That's dope.
right. Definitely big yeet to the Uso. Big yeet.
But I will have a kind of a meeting of the mind question for you and D, the next pod that we put out for wrestling.
Okay.
And
I
it kind
guess
of
you're gonna.
stemmed from you saying how all these new belts are coming out and storylines and time and everything like that. So just be prepared. I might actually give it to y'all in the middle of the week so that way y'all can get y'all thoughts together on it. But
Oh, I'm ready now. I've been pondering
definitely
since they announced these titles before they started putting them up to be competed for. I was like, wait a minute. How are y'all gonna do this? And then I start rolling through possible scenarios, who needs to match up where. Because you figure like it's almost like breaking down like the divisions. Like you
right,
have your A list in regards to like who's competing for the world championships or the universal. Then you have your intercontinental, and then you have your US. Now you have a women's US and a women's intercontinental. Then
right,
you have your tag team, and then they don't really do light heavyweight anymore. I guess they got rid of that and they gave it like a speed title or something like. I have no idea. I stopped following after we got past, I got to pay attention to the women getting titles now. There's only so many titles I'm going to pay attention. Everybody can't be walking around with belts. It don't work
right,
like that.
right. So I'm gonna definitely
Participation trophies.
I'm gonna definitely throw that question out to y'all so y'all can get your mind wrapped around it. But
Okay.
man, that's raw for you. We definitely doing this every week for every Raw. Once we really start getting to the swing of it, we'll add NXT, we'll add the SmackDown, and just let us know what y'all think about all this. What y'all think about the thoughts? What y'all thought about the matches? Just keep watching, people. Keep watching. De'll be back with us next week. So hey, be prepared, Kev. You're about to
Oh.
be a staple on the WWE. You know what I'm saying? You with it? You with it?
I'm with it. I'm ready. Oh,
All
before we
right.
go, I'm not letting you off the hook. What matches
Okay.
are
All right.
you looking forward to from the Raw roster from what we saw?
So I mean, it's rough because I definitely know I didn't see everybody. Um, so I mean, just from what I saw so far, is definitely. I mean, it's going to sound cliche, but I'm definitely feeling the Jay Uso vibes as a singles right now because I do know he was a part of that tag team for a while. So this is kind of like his breakout as a singles man. So I'm definitely want to see the hype with that. And I know I feel like there's a whole lot more for the women's division too as well. So it's exciting to. I think I'm more so excited to actually see some more of the wrestlers and actually find that guy that I want to follow.
Ah, so you're
So I
looking forward to being a fan.
yeah, trying to
I
get
got you.
back into the fandom and be like, oh yeah, this is my dude right here. Like I'm rocking with him. I'm rocking with him. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm looking forward to. And then just being able to talk about it with my boys, you know what I'm saying? Because we
Right,
definitely
right,
going
right.
to get on here and rock with it. So, man, this going to be
For sure,
crazy.
for sure.
This going
But
to be crazy.
definitely I appreciate you and D having me up here, whatever. well, not whatever, having me up here and everything. And yeah, I see. I'm about to some titles, some context to my name. You got at Epic Coach Jackson, Ghost V Network member. I
Oh
got
yeah,
two
we
consonants, no vowels.
we definitely gonna get you on there. So we gonna get you right for the next episode. We
Right.
gonna
This was
get you
Wheel of
right.
Fortune. I'd be hurt.
Like we said, this was your tryout.
Oh, my tryout. Cool, cool. Ain't no wrong with a tryout. I know my
But
worth.
I'm feeling it.
Pass me
I'm
the ball,
feeling it.
coach. Pass me the ball. I'm over here.
I'm feeling it. It's definitely if y'all don't know, it's definitely gonna be a great dynamic with all three of us on this WWE podcast. So I want y'all to be ready for this because it's gonna be funny. I'm trying to tell
Oh yeah.
y'all it's gonna be funny. We all know what buttons to push to make each other go a little crazy.
Yeah, you know what? D said that. And I paused because he was actually he said that in regards to you. Like he knows how to get you, a little bit more
Yeah.
excited, a little bit more enthused or whatever. So I was like, okay, all right, so I'll just keep my energy at a whatever, I'll follow y'all. When I feel the need to like turn up a notch, I'll step in. Other than that, like I said, pass me the ball, coach. I'm in the corner.
So
Automatic.
right, we definitely gonna get it popping, and we're is just stay tuned. Stay tuned. So until next time, people. Thanks again, Kev, for joining us,
No
and
problem. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
we definitely gonna keep it rocking. So, oh, I'm sorry. Before we go, I throw peace signs usually, right? And for some reason, whenever it wants to, balloons will just start falling on the screen. I don't know when I don't know when it does it. Like it
I
just
gotta see it.
randomly do it.
I gotta
So
see
I
it.
don't. Until next time, folks. We'll holla at you.
Would it do it on my side? No? All right.
All right, we good. We good. It didn't happen this time. You'll catch it one time and you'll be like, "Yo, what?" All
Oh, wow. I gotta
right,
make sure I use
folks.
it with something that means something.
We'll holla at y'all.
All right. See you.